gets interested in Gaelic football, and as I was interested in Gaelic, I always followed the ball, and I think that's how I enjoyed myself. I remember meeting Moss Keane before he was captain, the Western Star bar, and he looked at me and he said, "Doyle says, see, I'll get more caps than the two of you put together." Well, I said, "I hope you do." Now, he actually did. So that only confirms the pride that Moss had in himself. Now, Mick Galway has probably will get 3 times more caps than the whole lot of us put together. And it shows you the pride that he has in himself. And I think that it is the small community. It's the fact rugby was around the place. And we were all reasonably good Gaelic footballers. We wouldn't compare with the likes of Mikey Sheehy, I'm sure, in those, but we were good enough at the time, and I think we enjoyed ourselves. That's my view on it anyway.
The homecoming of these 4 international players means so much to the people of Currow. They're giving them a reception here in the village hall. It is really a historic occasion. The 2 Doyles, Tommy and Mick, Moss Keane, and of course Michael Galway, the man of the moment.
Currow was everything to me when I was growing up, because I didn't play rugby or anything going to school, and I didn't start rugby until I was 18, and it was all Gaelic football that I played. I started playing with Currow when I was 9, and played underage and that, and went on to play with some very successful underage teams, but there was fierce competitiveness in it. We were just a little village. We were playing against the bigger towns around Kerry, and we took great pride in it, and we had some fantastic times, but we won a lot of competitions as well. But I think it all started there for me. The real competitive side of things started there, and it stuck to me to this day.
Pride seems to be coming up quite a lot, Mick.
Yeah, pride, I suppose. Currow is a small place, and we all tend to back each other up there, But I suppose it's just something that we grew up learning, just to be proud of yourself and to give it your best, and be it on the rugby pitch or the football pitch or whatever game you played. There's a lot of good basketball players and got a lot of good athletes in Currow also. So I suppose it's a small community, a small tight-knit community, and everybody pulls together very well.
And then you went on, you played Gaelic football for Kerry?
Yeah, the reason I took up rugby in the first place is that I wanted to train for the Gaelic football to get on the Kerry minors. So I went down to Castle Island and started playing with the lads down there, and then we started going to Limerick and Cork, and I really got to enjoy it. Got a few months of trials and that, and got on the Munster under 18 side, and then I got back to the Kerry minors then. But the rugby really got a hold of me, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game for what it was. Obviously the social side of things were much better than they are now at this present day. But some fantastic times in rugby, and it started then, and I knew at that stage rugby was the game for me.
Your 100 cap, Mick, must have been something special for you, for Munster.
Yeah, it was very special. It was something I couldn't really think about, I suppose, until the game was all over. For the most important thing for me as a captain was to lead the team to victory, because it was great to beat Ulster in Musgrave Park, and to win the Interpros for the 3rd time in a row. It was a fantastic achievement, an achievement I was very proud of. And yeah, it was nice to mark it with my 100 cap. I didn't really enjoy it until it was all over, really. It was great to be able to say, well, I'm the first player to play for Munster 100 times, and I'm very proud of that fact. But at the end of the day, I've played with some fantastic players down through the years, and especially this present side. I have to thank each and every one of them for keeping me there and bringing me on there, because I suppose if I weren't playing winning successful rugby, I mightn't be reaching 100 at this stage.
Growing up in Currow, what characters can you remember?
Well, obviously, you see, you had the Doyles and you had Moss Keane. I can remember Moss Keane playing Gaelic football for Currow. I didn't know the Doyles growing up, but I heard tell of them, and like they were famous in Currow at that stage. They were folklore, because Mick and Tom had played for Ireland, and they both had been very successful. And at this stage, Mick was going into a coaching career. This was even before he coached Ireland for the Triple Crowns. But Moss then got onto the Munster side, and the time they beat the All Blacks, there was great excitement around then. And even when Moss got his first cap, I think it was 74, I can remember watching Moss play every Saturday, on television, and eventually going to see him play in Lansdowne Road. But he was the real character, and there was obviously the football around Currow, but I must say my heroes going up were definitely Moss and the lads. And obviously, I suppose going back, to the early 70s, like when we were growing up and getting into the 80s, the Kerry football team had a big influence on all of us. We saw the Kerry football team were winning, and everybody that wore any kind of a jersey in Kerry wanted to be a winner, I suppose, and that had a big influence on us. And I suppose at the end of the day, it was a clean living out in Currow, the healthy spot that it is, and that studs us, I think,
Moss Keane spoke about the ban. Of course, the ban wasn't there in your time, but there's no ban in Currow, is there?
There's no ban in Currow, no. You know, there was. I can remember there was soccer actually played in the Gaelic grounds in Currow, which is unheard of in a lot of places, I suppose. And you know, we had a soccer team there. There was never any ban because I suppose you had so many people involved in different games and different codes. There was basketball, as I said, there was athletics, there was everything in Currow. And I suppose it was great growing up like that and having the opportunity to play all these things.
The big man of Irish sport, Moss Keane, big in stature and character. Moss was capped 50 times for Ireland and first packed down in the scrum with the great Willie John McBride. Just looking back in your career, you started obviously playing Gaelic football with the village, did you?
Oh, I did, yeah. Back in so long ago I can't remember actually. Back in the mid-60s I suppose. Yeah. Played minor for the village and also for the divisional side. Castle Island incorporated another 6 teams around Ballymakerrigan, Scatterglynn, Cordell, Brosna, Knocknagoshel. So hardly boys around there to
Knocknagoshel and Dua, is it?
Well, Dua was a bit further up, towards your country. That's on the borders of Limerick, I think. Yeah.
Right. But obviously football then, Gaelic football was your first love?
Yes, I didn't play rugby until I was 23. That was when the ban was lifted. And it was Billy O'Mahony, I think, from Abbeyfield. He said they were a bit small in the pack. He said, "Will you come down?" And I did, and it went on from there, basically. Yeah.
Was that with Abbeyfield?
I was at UCC.
All right.
When I was at UCC, I was doing a post-grad study there at that time, and I played 2 years with him, in fact. Yeah. Second year, then I played with Munster. And the third year I was transferred out. It was good for Cork and for me, I think, to get out of Cork. So I was transferred to Dublin and I got captain that year, so that's the way it went, really.
Did you ever play Gaelic football again after that?
Played a little bit in Dublin, but not an awful lot. It's Sunday morning stuff at Civil Service. Play a senior football league with Civil Service and Island Bridge for a couple of years.
Right, then you went on to Munster, and of course the famous victory with your great compadre in the second row, Brendan Foley, where you got every line-out ball against the All Blacks.
That's right, yeah. Foley, the one we got, I think Foley got it standing at 1. I think I don't think he even jumped, in fact.
That was against the famous All Blacks.
Well, it happened. There were some of our other players were on fire that day in the back line anyway, you know, and they just clicked, I think, yeah.
Is that one of your most favourite memories?
So it has to be, for heaven's sake. I mean, I don't be comparing different things, but that's certainly one. It'll be very difficult to repeat it, you know.
And then you went on and you played for Ireland, of course, with Willie John McBride.
That's right. I got the first two seasons with Willie John. Yeah. So he was a pretty strong individual as well. I'll tell you that. He was well stuck together.
And then you
not having my side and against me.
Then you went on to the Lions, Moss.
Yeah, with the Lions in '77. It's the last long tour. It was 3.5 months. It was the last really long one. It was ridiculously long, in fact. But the weather was bad, even just to make things worse, you know. And of course we had 17 or 18 Welshmen, and they're very poor travellers. They were in the middle of their 4 in a row Triple Crowns that time, you know.
Moss, finally, the chairman of Currow GA Club reckons it's the water in Currow that brought on so many famous international players and 3 lines from the one village. What do you reckon is the answer?
Oh, I don't know, Lynn. There's eat pig. The old mothers, you know, buy a pig's head inside in town, you know, and they'll come out and they tell the butcher to cut it off as close to his ass as they could, you know. So that was good. That was good, solid old grub around, you know. And I suppose I don't know what it is, to be quite honest. You should have looking in from the outside now. There's a lot of big shaggers from your town as well, you know.
Well, Moss has made a smooth transfer from the rugby career to his golfing one, and he certainly showed it on the day.
Currow really is a really sporting parish. Not alone just the rugby tradition with the lads there. We don't have a rugby club.